Here from the Full Sail University Orlando Health Fortress, we head inside USAA Stadium, the new home of the MCS, the official salute to service partner of Madden NFL. Let's kick this one off. The kick is away. In 20 minutes, we crown a champ as Williams take this from the 5, past the 20-yard line to the 25. And that is where Fancy will start with the ball, an opportunity for him to get off on the right foot.
Let's go, man. This is what it's all about. $50,000 on the line. And for Fancy, can he finally, after years and years of playing phenomenal John Madden football, get over the hump and win his first championship?
Offensively, Clef, for him, that Velus Jones really came into play in his earlier semifinal.
Yeah, that Velus Jones balled out for him, and you see this Trevor Lawrence with gift route, giving him better catching.
Defensively, I mean, who didn't have an interception, Hollins? Please tell me. Because I think everybody did.
Again, man, those guys were all over the place. I mean, honestly, he was reading the route. So, again, man, the most impressive defense we've seen in a long time, and we thought we couldn't play defense in this game.
As our two competitors, side by side, mano a mano, a $30,000 game of Madden, $50K, and I mean, not to overshadow, as there's Maserati Marv with the catch, and there he goes. Not to overshadow, but there he goes. Are we in a track meet early? To the 20. Move inside. He's getting absolutely sticky on him.
Giving him the Ric Flair, a little styling and profiling, Mazesko.
He's called Fancy for a reason.
I thought they nerfed the moves. User, you told me there was no more moves.
Well, User actually
He's playing no balance right now.
Yeah.
No balance, I tell you. You better keep juking like that because he get hit with that boom tech.
Is that smart, Clef, getting on balance? Let him hang?
Hey, I always like being able to make people miss, man. It's just a different game when you can make people miss in the open field.
Let's take a look at this one more time. Hit him with the excuse me, and then the whoop, excuse me.
But again,
should have been tackled at the 20, gets down to the 10.
But Maserati Marv is a bigger receiver, so you should be a little more comfortable making a move with him. He can take those boom techs.
There he goes to that tight open.
Snaps it quickly, but even quicker is Jeremy Chin, former Carolina Panther.
Right here, this is a big down right here. 3rd and 19. You got to go down here and get some points right here. I'm not sure, Clef, if you see a 4th down, do you still go for it?
You got to take 3 this first drive. With it being 3rd and 19 from this deep, you know, if it's not 4th and 2, you got to take 3.
Double mug shown by Abram.
Watch those seams. You already know it's going to be a hot one.
Pressure. Down goes T-Law. 4th and 28. Now, we have seen one even a little longer converted, but I think he's going to bring out the special.
Definitely going to kick the field goal here. Love the composure. Love this from Abram here, right? Able to settle down. You get that. You give up that big play, but you come right back. You get a good red zone defensive stand.
Clef, that's got to feel like a win for Abram, holding him to 3.
It is, because you gave up a huge play that first play of the game. You know, you gave up a big play, and to come down here and get those sacks back to back to get off the field, that's a huge win for Abram and his confidence.
Yeah, but Fancy been so dominant defensively. He should have had no problem. Both these guys had no problems in their prior matchups taking those field goals early.
Take a look at Abram's offense. Trevor Lawrence, Marshawn Lynch, that Xavier Worthy coming up big.
Yeah, the Xavier Worthy's been huge. He's been on everyone's roster and for good reason. So much speed out there. We've seen him breaking tackles, making big plays.
Defensively for Abram, sub-linebacker, we mentioned him. You earn him just for being here, User. That Derwin James 87 overall free drop is in the game at sub-linebacker for Abram.
Did you see that Derwin James? He had him all over the field last game. Wiggins and Gonzalez making plays. We're going to see how this defense stands up today.
As now we get to see Abram offensively. Clef, in the semifinal, that first drive from Abram, it wasn't the smoothest. He was able to get 3 out of it. But do you feel like because of how he finished that game, he has more confidence offensively?
Yeah, exactly. I feel like he has a lot more confidence, and he was able to sit back and watch Fancy's adjustments, so he should have a good plan coming into this game on what he wants to do.
I love this. And he goes to the bunch duo, and that is a dollar killer. And you see there, Abram got to sit back and watch that entire game of Fancy playing dollar, and he is ready for it.
And I'm going to be honest with you. Like, the dollar was nice, but it was more of a mental game last game versus Astro. It wasn't like the dollar was, you know, he was cooking up heat that couldn't be picked up. It was just more of a mental game that Astro was throwing into 11-man coverage.
Quick throw to the flat. Worthy will pick up the first down. Hollins, how hard is it to defend an offense that is so balanced? Reminder, scan that QR code, sign up. You want to win, right? $50,000 sounds nice. Fancy and Abram trying to get $50K, so make sure you sign up, get your share of that $1.7 million prize pool. That balance it makes it a unique offense to have to try to stop because so many guys are so pass heavy.
Defensively, you want to put guys into a box. You want to force them into one read or two reads, and now you can switch sticks so you can be in multiple places. So, it is tough to guard guys that you don't know where they're going to go. And you see the pressure there from Fancy getting through that Parsons card with the finesse move, speed rusher, making things happen.
I'm wondering how Abram's going to play this dollar. As you saw the play before, he made sure he threw the flat and got to the left hash because we know that dollar screams different on that right hash. Right now he's in the 3rd and 17. He can't worry about what hash is on. He has to pick it up.
Lawrence on 3rd and 70, balls out, that's a fumble, and it's picked up by Fancy.
Fellas, that's why you take 3. You take 3 because you have faith in your defense, and Fancy was able to dial it up. He was getting pressure now, and that's something we question out the dollar, man, but he's been really effective, TD.
Yeah, and this is what's tough, though, for Abram. You can't just stay in that bunch and pass the ball. Fancy is so ready for that. You've got to go different formations. You've got to mix in the run more.
And that's why you get that mean Joe Green with double or nothing. Right there, you saw him just shed, and he just throws the center.
As Fancy knows how big that early turnover is. Man, we haven't seen many fumbles this tournament, so seeing the pressure get there, forced fumble from T-Law, and now a red zone opportunity, 2nd and 10. Pressure picked up, looks to the end zone, high ball, Maserati Marv, 2 feet down, 6 points on the board for Fancy.
And you see Fancy point to the brain right there, a little bit of mind game saying, hey, I'm smarter than you, and you know right there. And these high ball seam streaks have been all day long for Fancy.
It's the streak post combination, and he tore Astro up all game long. It took Astro to the very end to kind of figure it out, but man, it's still extremely effective. And you see Maserati Marv, that 6'3" frame, the biggest receiver there we see on the field outside of Moss.
And now all of a sudden it's a 10-point game. We look one more time, Clef. You got somebody like Maserati Marv out there. Throw that high ball, trust it'll get there, and put 6 on the board.
Yeah, great trust by Fancy and anticipation to throw that right when he did, to not allow Abram to really get on that switch stick and get over to that streak.
Now what does Abram have as a response? Lawrence back to pass, looks underneath. I mean, that one had ill intent written all over it.
It's open, but it's not open. You feel that. And if you're just a little bit late on that read or some pressure comes through, man, that's going to be a pick.
Bunch wide side. Lawrence looks to that zig route. Ooh, almost picked off, but Xavier Worthy makes the catch, picks up a 1st down.
Scary throw there. Did have a step on him out of that dig return play. It's a little bit deeper whip route than out of the bench pivot. Had a step on him. Good pass lead there. Able to pick up the 1st. Seam streak there to the tight end. That's the one thing versus that dollar, too. You got that blitzing linebacker. Sometimes you can sneak those tight end streaks in there. Good recognition there from Abram.
Lawrence stepping right, nice just a little side step into that gap, delivers a nice throw, and Abram's in business at the 31-yard line.
Yeah, and that little step right there allowed him, his running back, to pick up the blitzing linebacker. If he just sits in the pocket, he gets sacked on that play.
And I think Abram, he's got to go to this duo more, right? He's tried a couple things, some inside zones, but this duo has had success here. You got that dollar. It's almost like the Red Sea parts over there, Ryan, and you can kind of go to that duo right up the middle.
Yeah, and the one thing Fancy's doing, he's touching that right guard to make the defense scream. So, when you run, it makes him have to question his user because he does have to take that little dip down to make his defense effective.
T-Law looks underneath, finds the rookie out of the University of Texas, Xavier Worthy. 3rd and a yard.
And you saw that again, guys. That's how you attack the switch stick. You're going to have to stare down your first read, and you cannot get impatient.
You see the run commit there, too, from Fancy, but it doesn't matter. That duo, extremely successful. And I love this drive from Abram. But going to the duo, also went to the trips formation, mixing up your play calls here to try to attack Fancy's dollar, which is just, he knows is so good versus bunch.
To Worthy once again, down to the 1-yard line. Abram looks like a totally different player on this drive.
Yeah, those seams are so good, Clef. They're extremely effective, and you're seeing guys, you're having 2 seams on the field at the same time with the post combination underneath.
Especially versus dollar. Defenses like dollar, 6-1 to 3-4 odds, with the safeties being where they at, and not even just the safeties, the corners as well, they just so backed off. That seam streak is open versus dollar.
And those thirds, even if a third is there, that third is not playing the seam. Like, you have to sit there in a quarter.
Yeah, it's never playing that seam, and you can high pass it too. So it's a low risk, high reward throw.
And you get the double mug here. You know what Abram's going to go to versus that double mug. Goes inside zone.
Inside zone, Ricky, end zone, touchdown, Abram.
And that's a great response right there by Abram, especially getting stopped on your opening drive. Just able to put it together, take the dink and dunks, and just great reads, real efficient.
Cliff, how important is it just to get confidence against this defense? We saw how dominant it was. You know he watched that last game, but just say, hey, I can find a way to attack.
Yeah, it's just like playing basketball. Like, so you just need a layup sometimes to get
100%.
things going. Yeah, you know, you got to see one go in, especially like you said, Fancy's been playing great defense, and then he stopped you the first drive, so it can kind of get in your head. So for his psyche right now, that's a great bounce back drive by Abram.
As he returns this one, oh, Ricky Williams, how do you do? We take a look one more time. A little inside zone TD, and Ricky Williams fights through the tackle for 6.
And Abram's probably saying thank you. You've been running all that dollar. Then you go to double mug. I've been beating double mug all tournament, so thank you. That's a free gift. I'll go inside zone and punch it in the end zone.
I like that little combo there. Wheel with the drag route underneath, puts that defender in conflict, makes the right read. Even though he only picks up 9, those are the plays that really start to wear down on the defense.
Yeah, that double post play. Clef, Ryan, use it. That double post play's been like the best play in the game.
Yeah, it's like bunch verticals, double post. How long have those 2 plays been good?
Hey, double post been the best since they added it.
Now back to work. Now that shotgun, the Clemson product. Trevor Lawrence. Ooh, that one's scary. You never like to see, Clef, you never like to see your quarterback take a hit and then the ball just sort of sits there in the air.
You don't, and the thing about double mug, all your dudes are in the inside as well,
There you
and
go.
they're in the A gap, so you can definitely get throw out of sack picks.
Trips offset. I haven't seen a lot of trips. It's definitely a bunch game. As he quickly finds CJ out of the backfield for a first down.
Poor step there. Took a step inside with that LT. Or just
That's
got caught
all it
on
took.
him. Yep.
And what Abram has to do versus Fancy right here, he got to mix in center 6. Because he's just sending everybody out. It just takes one time to send 6 and get a throw out of sack or a fumble, and it just changes the way the offensive player plays.
Force him to keep that halfback in.
He's going to motion Williams out of the backfield. Pressure from the right side, unblocked, but he finds Worthy just in time, picking up a first down.
That's a great play right there, and that's how you attack that double mug, right? You go 5 out, you got the drag over the middle, throw it where they're blitzing, right? And that's a great read right there. Keep the chains moving.
Solo receiver right side. Bunch to the left. Lawrence in trouble, rolling right, throwing back left. He finds Velus Jones for 7-yard gain. Throws back across his body and delivers a dart.
Green crossbody.
Green pass. What's Xavier Worthy's stride? Is it a...
Cliff, why are we seeing so many drags being taken in this championship match?
It's one of the best man beaters in the game.
He's got him! He's got him! Marvin Harrison! The Maserati is off to the races! Another touchdown for the Frisco native.
Fancy, he's looking hot power right now, and he's doing a great job of audibling around. We see him in the trips tight end. We've seen him right there in tight open. He's keeping Abram off balance, and he's been killing people with seam streaks all tournament.
I can't wait to be sitting there in October, user, and have Ryan sitting there and being like, you know what, I believed in Fancy from the beginning. I picked him to win the title. Like, that was my guy.
Hey, we're going to have that clip, don't worry.
Take a look one more time, TD. The seam streak's going crazy. And when you got wheels like the Maserati, he's going to find the end zone.
Yeah, you love that streak corner combo there. The corner out brings out the zone there just a tad, allow you to pass lead that seam streak right down the middle.
Ooh, dangerous throw, but the Duke comes down with a contested catch.
Vernon Davis says, get off me, son. Big play right there. Once again down the middle. These seam streaks are just dominating this tournament. And we'll see if Abram can respond here.
Is that a stem comeback route?
Stem out route, and that's Abram's favorite route. He runs that out route on a lot of different looks, a lot of different plays. He forces you to have a cloud flat over there.
Well, the speed outs you can only get from the outside receiver on those. If you're looking to run those at home, look for that speed out option. It's a really nice way to pick up a couple yards. Another first down for Abram. 3:02 and counting.
Once again, though, using that custom stem feature on those speed outs. Really, really good routes in this year's game. Stemming up the field to that first down marker. Oh, there we go, another one.
Streak him, Xavier Worthy. He might not be a Maserati, but he looks like a Ferrari out there. Xavier Worthy to the house.
Seam streak number 105 in this tournament.
130,
Seam streak after
DJ Khaled,
seam
another
streak.
one.
That is how you attack the zone coverage. Those high balls, and that's another big play for Xavier Worthy, who's dominated this kickoff challenge. And Abram right back in it, so back and forth we go.
Kick his away. 17-14. Fancy with the lead and the ball. Take a look one more time. Streak him, and if you're just a little late on that switch stick, Xavier Worthy is to the house.
Exactly. Fancy just a tad late right there, switching over, and that's a good play there from Abram. Both these guys on the edge of their seats. Look at these two, just absolutely locked in. It goes to show you what $50,000 mean, and more importantly, the Madden Championship belt.
Let's see how much he uses this clock. Let's see if he can make this the last drive or if he tries to score quickly.
Bunch to the short side here.
And he'll motion Williams out of the backfield. It's like trying to utilize a half slide to the right. Pressure comes from the left side. He throws it underneath. It is the Duke. Oh, it's second and 13. Ooh, hit him with a little wiggle stick to the 45, down to the 47-yard line.
Getting jiggy with it.
Nah. Ooh, look at this. One more time. Excuse me. Pardon me.
Back outside completely. Whiffs out Nate Wiggins there. Fancy liked it. A little smirk there. He knows he's getting sticky. And we got the 2-minute warning. I'd like to see Fancy, like you said, maybe mix in a run call here on first down. Use some of that clock. And there it is, inside zone.
To Williams. Not a lot of room.
And that's fine, though. It's more about using the clock and getting on a hash mark, right? Fancy, offensive mastermind, always wants to be on a specific hash mark there. Get it to the left side. Now you can operate your offense a little bit better.
Moves that bunch to the short side. We've seen him use short side bunch quite a bit. Going a bunch verticals. I mean, he had like three open.
Oh my goodness, he had the wheel wide open and got right behind the cloud. He didn't even see it. I think he was throwing the crosser. But
I thought the outside wheel was
wide open behind the cloud.
He had a touchdown. He throws it late. He finds Velus Jones. And you see him falling down inbounds. More important to him to make sure that he doesn't score too quickly. Abram can't believe he didn't have
he wanted that out of sack pick there. He wanted that tip pick. And Fancy had the seam again over the top there. He could have rolled out and threw that for a touchdown. But elects to throw the corner. And has to call a timeout here. Play clock was running down. If I'm Abram, I'm doing everything to guard Maserati Mav in that slot there. I am manning him up.
You got really Boston on that, by the way. Maserati Mav and Pakaka.
It comes out here and there,
All right, Wahlberg, settle down. Lawrence over the top. He's got Worthy. But the red pass, incomplete.
Once again, the seam streak's like, if you're Abram, you got to do something here. I don't know if you got to put the safeties in hook curls. He is manning them up. He's making some adjustments.
I mean, that Marvin is wicked good, huh?
Come on, Marvin.
Come on, Marvin. Underneath, he's got, hit him with the stop and go. Unfortunately, it was just a stop. Good tackle from
That's a phenomenal tackle there. Good stick work. It's not easy to tackle players in the open field. Abram doing a good job there, clicking on, making that user tackle. See what Fancy goes to. Fancy's going to that trips. I like when he's audibling around here. Gonna go to that trips. Looks like we got that level sail play with the corner up. He's gonna put it on a streak. Got him.
Up the seam, Velus Jones. Tennessee sings Rocky Top. Velus Jones over the top with a touchdown.
Too easy. Abram goes with that man coverage. We've seen him run a lot of that two-man under. But the seam streak gets behind the defender there, beats that man coverage. And back with a 10-point lead is Jacob Worthington.
Kick is away. That one will go to the 20-yard line. Take a look at this one more time. Coverage was tight, but you highball that one. Wiggins just a step late, and Velus Jones to the house.
Yeah, beats that man coverage into the end zone. Plenty of time here, though, for Abram. 40 seconds, 2 timeouts. Really, both these guys played great, especially offensively. Tough start for Abram on the first drive, but he's really bounced back since.
Really bounced back, and he's taking a shot, looking for the Duke down the seam. And Paul Krause, the center fielder back there.
And he got an unfortunate break there, and you can see Abram pretty disgusted about it. You know, he clicked on, and he got a tough, aggressive catch animation. If he could have racked that, it probably is a touchdown right now.
Throws it right at him again. He's lucky that Paul Krause is making some of these tackles because Krause has that AKA pick artist on him.
Got to be very careful when you're throwing against the center fielder back there. And another one there, we get that tough, aggressive catch animation. You don't want that. You want that rack catch animation.
Over the middle, a dangerous throw once again. And now 4th and 10, and Abram's got to be careful.
This is huge. This is huge right here for Abram. If you're fancy and you can get this stop, give yourself a chance at more points before the half. And Abram's going to go bunch Y flex. So not a formation he goes too often. He does mix it in here and there. And he has been successful with it in the few times that he has ran it.
4th and 10.
Using that custom stem feature.
Keeps the halfback in, only 4-man rush from Fancy. Looking right side,
Out of
looking for
bounds.
Marvin, but that pass out of bounds, and Fancy, a huge opportunity to extend the lead. Ball's at the 20-yard line with just 22 seconds left. He's got 2 timeouts.
That could be the difference in the game right there. Getting that defensive stand. If you're Fancy, you got to be aggressive here. You got to go for 7 because that puts you up 3 possessions.
Lawrence back to pass. You want it? You want it? Oh, Xavier Worthy can't make the catch.
A game of inches. Oh, that would have been huge for Fancy.
Pressure picked up. Crosser taken away. There goes T-Law scrambling. He's got 2 timeouts. He will use one here. 11 seconds left. Fancy can't believe Xavier Worthy didn't make the catch at the pylon.
Yeah, he can't believe it there. Wide open in the corner of the end zone. And football 101 there, you get man coverage across the board. You can usually take off with your quarterback. That's what he does, scrambles. Manageable 3rd and 3. Got to be careful here, though. Only 1 timeout. Goes to that trips. Watch that seam streak again. He went to this earlier for a touchdown.
He's going for it again. High ball. Velus Jones, but it wanted his pride-free late in the end zone. It will be 4th down and 3, Fancy.
And this right here is probably Fancy's biggest decision of his entire Madden life. As we take a look at the replay there, Velus Jones just can't hang on to the high ball. Good job there getting it out. And he's going to take his 3, Mazesko.
I like it. 5 seconds left. Extend the lead to 13. But, man, that's a huge stop for Abram.
Exactly what I was thinking. Because if you're Fancy, you get 7 there. It's 3 possession games. That might be GG's. For Abram to hold him to 3, keep it a 2 possession game is massive.
There's one thing I've learned about this game, watching it in its first couple weeks. I'd say this half is over. But there's so many big plays on offense, you just never know.
To be fair, though, last week was a lot more offensive in regs. Ultimate Team, these guys have been really dialed in, much more defense.
Nowhere to go, and that will take us to halftime. 27-14, Fancy with the lead. We'll see the kickoff here, but if you're Fancy, you got to feel really good. If you're Abram, you got to feel fortunate it's only a 2-score game.
Yeah, Abram's still alive. Very much still in it. You got to credit Fancy there, getting that defensive stand and then holding to 3. But then you also got to credit Abram, only holding him to 3. So it's been a battle between these two. This is what we expected. The number 4 seed versus the number 6 seed. Fancy trying to get his first belt. Abram looking for belt number 2 at 18 years old.
And how close is, Fancy's got to be sitting there. He has to stay locked in. Abram's getting the ball here to start the second half. He has to stay locked in. Cast each and every week, we certainly do appreciate it. Back inside USAA Stadium, the new home of the MCS. It is Abram with the ball first. TD, he needs 7.
Needs 7 bad, and Fancy ready for that duo right there. That's one thing that Abrams had versus Dollar, but Fancy blows it up. First play of the second half. 2nd and 12 already for Abram.
Underneath, he finds Marvin Harrison. And Marvin Harrison's going to pick up a first down.
Simple game, drag post seams. Drag post seams so far, that's the best offense.
And Fancy's doing a great job of mixing up his defense. He knows that A-gap, it only really comes in on the right hash. So on the left hash, you see him, what do you see him running? DB fire, getting pressure off the edge every time.
And this is something different we haven't seen from Abram. Going a little motion here. Motion that tight end right to left.
Finds the Duke underneath. Vernon Davis picked up another first down. Abram got the offense rolling. Lawrence back to pass. Pressure right up the middle. Oh, he's lucky to get rid of that one. He's going to stay a 2nd and 10.
Y'all just hear that pro tip. Clef called it. That right hash is getting the pressure from the dollar. You don't see that pressure on both hashes.
As Lawrence goes to work. Pressure picked up. He's going to take the shot over the top. Xavier Worthy, 5, end zone, touchdown, Abram.
And that's where you gamble with the switch stick. He clicked on the Kraus right there, the switch stick, dropped him down too far, and then the receiver gets right behind him, and that's a huge play touchdown for Abram.
And that's knowing your opponent, too. That's knowing your opponent. You know Fancy likes the switch stick. Versus certain people, you got to be more patient. You got to willing to hold on to the ball, let the routes develop, and it paid off right there for Abram.
Picked up the blitz, and we talked about it in the first half, just eyeing down your first route. Stay patient with it.
Take a look at this instant replay. Xavier Worthy, I don't know, I'm getting sick of watching Xavier Worthy open down the field.
Patrick Mahomes is watching this.
He's like, wait a second.
He'd be excited.
Seam streak?
Oh, yeah.
He's just going to put him on seam streaks. You comfortable? You good? Spray him up.
And this, the one question mark, of course, that we have for Fancy in his career. When you have a lead in these second half moments, what do you do with it? Up 6 right here. Ryan, this is one of those drives where you got to put him away. You got to go down and get 7.
Yeah, he absolutely has to. He's been so comfortable again, guys. It's post, streak, and drag late if you don't have anything.
And that's a big tackle right there. Y'all remember that's the same first play of the game where he took off and broke about 70 yards and got down to the 10-yard line.
There he is, Vernon Davis to the 40. Inside the 40-yard line. Duke making big plays to the 37. And quickly back to the line goes Fancy. Bunch wide side. Solo receiver wide right. CJ Chris Johnson on the left hip of Trevor Lawrence. He flips the bunch to the other side. Gotcha, good call out.
We haven't seen much of CJ, and he'll let that ball go now.
He'll find Worthy underneath. And Worthy will turn a 5-yard gain into a 15-yard gain and pay the price.
Clef, how tough is it to stop that combination with that streak drag combination in that seam?
It is because, you can try to switch stick on it and come down on the crosser, but then you're giving up the streak. And then you try to shade up and try to stop, the streak. And then you got the drag underneath. And then it's just a great man beater, and it also beats zone as well, especially with him running it from the short side.
Now he's going to this trips. Look out for the streak.
I
thought he was going to throw it. Look at all the room Lawrence has, though. 15, 10, 5. T-Law will slide down to the 4-yard line.
And that's what's so tough about audibling from bunch to trips, right? You're doing so much to stop these seam streaks. You mentioned the drag streak crosser combo. Then you audible to trips. Your defense is already misaligned. You got all these things open. You got the numbers on that trip side.
But Ty, this is where Abram wants him right here. You can't throw a seam streak right here. So guess what? This is where Abram's going to have his best chance of getting a stop. Can he hold the door?
Lawrence under center. Goes to wing tight. 2 tight ends on the right side, 1 tight end left side. He's going to try to run little off tackle. Nowhere to go for Derrick Henry.
And right there, he just mistimed the air truck. He's looking for that air truck with Derrick Henry, trying to get in on the stretch, and he mistimed it, and he got a bad animation.
Subbing in Derrick Henry, going on balanced. Duo.
Great job, though, from Abram. Fancy had been scoring on this play the entire tournament when he puts Derrick Henry in. Abram labbed this up. He was ready, prepared. Great run defense, shooting those gaps.
Question is, does he go 3 handoffs in a row?
Yeah, because he's comfortable in his defense.
And a field goal still gets you a 2-score lead, but he's thinking about 6. He's going to go back to Henry, left side.
Oh, that's a big...
And Henry bouncing off him into the end zone. Boy, has Derrick Henry made a career off of 2 weak tackles.
Do you try to boomstick right there or just try to get him? What do you do? Derrick Henry's alone, Clef.
The thing is, it's about weight when you go to hit stick, and you try to hit stick him with a safety right there, and he just bounces right off of it. You got to try to just.
It's about weight. That safety should have waited and not tried to hit stick him.
6'4", 250. Not much you can do versus that, man.
I mean, is there anybody that can put him down? Can you sub in Cam Chancellor right there to make a tackle?
You just got to. To me, you got to dive and make the tackle right here. You know, you can't even risk.
Think you get on
Not Jeremy
That's
Chin.
Jeremy Chin, man.
I'm sorry, man.
He's 6'3", one of Panthers Hall of Famer.
I'm sorry, what? I'm sorry, one more time?
Hey, man, I'm reaching, man. My Panthers down bad.
He's got Crocs on. He's got the pillow behind him. Well, you want a lazy boy at this point? Like, it's so comfortable out here.
Listen, I'm trying to give you everything I got. My body's deteriorating on this spot out here, okay?
So are your Panthers. Nowhere to go up the middle. You're going to lose 3 on the play. Montez Sweat with the tackle.
But again, Fancy can, be patient. He can run the ball 3-4 times in those situations because he trusts his defense.
Drag underneath. A ton of them. Would you like a lemonade, sir? Can I get you anything? Some grapes? One of those big leaves to use as a fan?
Yeah, where's that big jug of lemonade?
It's back there.
And all y'all drunk some, too. So,
Not me.
thank you.
Silence.
I didn't have no lemonade, by the way.
Thank you.
I didn't have any lemonade.
Ooh.
Big 4th and 5 right
Fourth
here.
down.
The biggest play of the game right here. This is for Abram life. This is for his life to try to get that second belt and keep this game competitive.
I mean, we could look back. If he gets a stop here, this could be a belt-winning play for Fancy. Abram's got the bunch right side. Solo receiver wide left. He'll split Jones off the bunch. 4-man rush. Down goes Lawrence. Fancy comes up with another clutch defensive stop. Clef, could that be the play that gets him a belt?
That could be the dagger. And what great adjustments right here to not blitz. He's been blitzing at least for the whole game. He played coverage. Abram blocked his running back, expecting it. And what a play call by Fancy.
And you can tell this is just tendencies right there, Clef. He went to his patented play, does the out route, and as you see right there, Fancy like, yeah, I knew it. Great stop for him right there. But at the end of the day, maybe he should have went to that drag seam combination, but he went to that patented out route, and Fancy was ready for it.
Fellas, am I crazy? It just feel like Fancy has that look in his eyes, that locked in, the crazy man look. I'm focused.
He heard
I'm
you pick
prepared.
against him.
I mean, you crazy because you didn't see none of that. You said he had no chance. All of a sudden, his eyes are twinkling.
Oh, hold on.
Hey,
Who did you? Whoa.
13 now.
Both of you.
Now his eyes is different.
Yeah,
They done changed colors.
Yeah. Now they streak. He got that glow. He has that
He got
aura.
aura now.
Yeah.
Did both of you not pick Abram for this game?
Yeah, don't start there. Yeah.
Both of you picked Abram. I don't want to hear it.
Disrespect, though.
Yeah.
Who had disrespect?
You had
You started out saying he has no chance.
Your
He has
viral
no
moment
chance
of the
to win
night.
this.
Your viral moment of the night was complete disrespect. No disrespect, but he got no chance.
He said.
That's
All of a
good
sudden,
for
now he got glow in his eye.
Hold on, TD, you too? I expect that from you.
Hey,
sir.
Clef, you see he picking somebody for the next tournament already.
Yeah,
Fancy was my guy now.
He got that discipline.
Henry gonna be back. Henry about that. My record is better than yours, but you done mushed all kind of
Henry
people
gonna
this
be
tournament.
back. Wow, you really going out on the stretch?
Yeah, Henry back this tournament. I got Henry.
I'm just saying the standings aren't going to look pretty after this game. Let me just throw that out there, buddy.
Yeah. And you mushed Abram too.
Okay, but you did say no disrespect and then
Went complete.
only disrespect.
Nick, you too? Oh gosh. You're the host.
And right now for
It's just
Fancy,
a shame that we got recorded tape of all this.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay.
They said it's only,
Just streamed and we're deleting the VOD.
You guys got on Fancy the last game for having a lead and not running the football.
look at him.
He's running the
He can
football
smell
now.
it
Running
right
it now.
here. He can smell it. He can sniff it. He knows what he's going to say after the game. It's realistic now that he's going to win this belt.
And I think it's important to give credit. I mean, he has run with the same crew for so long, and now he's sitting there with just the smartest guys around him. He's been so close, and you got to feel like for Fancy, like this is not just a win for him; it's a win for the team.
No doubt about it. The whole crew that he's been playing with for years, the guys he's been labbing with lately. And, I want to shout out his mom and his sister, too. They've been involved from the beginning for Fancy's career. I know they're at home watching right now, proud of their boy, who's looks like has a chance to take
Now
home
let's
the first
point out,
championship.
it will stay, if he kicks this field goal, which he should, it will stay a 2-score game. So it is not over yet. We're not crowning them yet, but
You want to crown him? Then crown it.
But you make it to where he has to play perfect from here on out to win the game. You know what I'm saying? He got to score, and then he has to get two-point conversions. He might even need an onside kick with the way Fancy is managing this clock.
I like it. I think it was the right decision. Just take as much clock as possible at this point.
And Clef, you know, Fancy has been on that list for a long time of those players who has yet to win the belt. Wesley, Buggs, you. You know what I'm saying? I ain't want to put you on there, but we know that. But we know. But first off, to be on that list, that lets you know that you're respected.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? You were accomplished, you've arrived.
Way to clean it up, brother. Way to clean it up.
Clef in your top 10.
Yeah.
You know how I feel about him.
And you've accomplished a lot to be on that list. And somebody like Fancy has been so close so many times. It takes a lot of grit to get back here and get to a final and try to close this thing out.
So, you know, this probably has to put Fancy.
Well,
I think Fancy's already in the top 10 for winnings, earnings.
I think let's not get too far ahead of ourselves. There's still 248 left. And Clef, you got to think. Now you're starting to think, the belt's right there.
Oh, yeah.
You're so close. You cannot let you can't get ahead of where the game is because Abram is still somebody who can put up points in a hurry.
And you're just looking at this clock and it feels like an eternity. You know, you just
That
wait
says
for these
248. It feels like the first quarter.
It feels like the first quarter. You like, please, let me just get off the field. You don't even want these type of games to come down to onside kicks. You know, you don't even want to be in that situation at all.
And Abram is the only one here who's recovered it.
Oh, he fell!
Oh, Wiggins fell down. The Duke to the 10.
Hats off to he did lab up and say, this guy loves the switch stick. Let me just eye down the routes I want to see. And once he switched sticks, I'm towing where he left.
You know, when you see something like that, could be magic.
Musical stylings of #user. Launch back to pass, looks underneath, leads it upfield. That does feel like something that has changed so much in this game, Ty. The pass lead is really aggressive. It does cause you to miss some passes, but you can really lead that ball upfield if you want to.
Yeah, you really can, especially with that free form ability. If you guys are out there trying to get better, I recommend using that free form, that placement and accuracy.
Yeah.
Using that left trigger, you can really place the ball with such precision wherever you want it.
2 minutes left. 2 minutes from crowning a champion. Lawrence gives it to beast mode. Nowhere to go, 3rd
Why
and
not
3.
pass right there? Why is he running?
Yeah, it's a good look. He likes that look versus double leg gap. He likes that run versus double leg gap. He's comfortable with it, but right here, it's not worth it. It's not worth the time. You know, these got to be passes. If you don't get it, throw the ball away and save time, because right now, time is your enemy.
Oh, no.
What is he doing?
Not the
Why is he not passing again right there?
That's QB sweep.
Here we go.
I don't understand.
You run that with Trevor Lawrence a lot?
This is
I
Abram's
mean, you
last
running with him,
chance.
but not right there.
Last chance right there.
This is your ball game, ladies and gentlemen. Biggest play of the game. Can Abram stay alive? Lawrence to the shotgun. 2 wide to each side. Quick snap. Throws it right side. Felix Jones makes the catch through the contact. Step 1 complete. Needs the 2.
Gotta get the 2.
And I think the 2 should come down to if you get a 2-point conversion, you onside kick. I mean, you don't onside kick. If you don't get it, then onside kick. I don't think you're onside. You know, if he gets this.
Oh no, it might get worse, because there goes Christian Gonzalez.
the other way.
He's going for 2, and it might be for 2 for Fancy. 40, 30, 20, 10, add 2 on the board for the Frisco native.
That might have just sealed it.
Pick 2.
Guys, labbed up defense for those zig routes. Those seem absolutely unstoppable in the tournament, but you see the guys who made it this far had defense for those zig routes, and it's not the user. Excellent job.
It's going to be illegal touching. Marvin Harrison will still scoop it up. It will stay with Fancy. Still 3 timeouts for Abram. But even when Abram gets the touchdown that he needed, user, it still ends up with Fancy getting 2 points and then the onside kick.
Yeah, right there. Some situations, it seemed like Abram just very undecisive on his play calling. He'll get to the line of scrimmage, then it seems like, okay, well, I'll run the ball. And then him even running that dig return on that 2-point conversion, that's a play that people ran for years down there.
He was ready for that zig route.
Yeah, that's a play that people ran for years for a 2-point conversion.
Hey, Clef, what's the adrenaline like right now for Fancy?
Oh, man.
Now it's got to feel like this is a
Oh,
reality.
yeah, he just had a smile on his face. You know, he just had a smirk. Right now, it's reality. You know, this game is pretty much over with. And now you can start thinking about all the people who doubted you. You know, it's a long list, especially for somebody like Fancy who had that title of folding and things like that. People putting that on him, like User, putting that on him, saying he can't close games. And
I never said that.
Close a game right here.
That's exactly what you said. You said it every round.
Oh, now he's got tape on it.
Yeah, we got tape. We can roll the tape.
He said every round.
He said it today.
It's a long list. Long stride loose is at the top of that list.
Oh, he's there too. So
Who'd you pick this game? Both of y'all picked Abram.
That's okay.
yeah, that's okay.
Hey, Ty,
we
how you
ain't
doing?
Disrespect him. We ain't disrespect the man.
Chilling.
I think you got to be number one on
For
that
the
list.
14, he's going for this. By the way, 3 timeouts used by Abram, still a minute 15. As the Duke inbounds.